Do you think that Greek culture has been changed by sort of the mainstream influence, and what changes do you see?
Well, I think the best way to approach your question would be to, for me to mention the most recent book on Greek studies that I briefly focused on with you in class by Alan DeSantis called Inside Greek You. Okay. And Professor DeSantis's focus in that particular book is body image. And I think that ties in very closely with this concept of mainstreaming Greek culture, because I know that Alexandra Robinson Pledged does talk about, you know, the need for women to look beautiful or thin and so on and so forth, but I do think that she it doesn't take as balanced a tone as Professor DeSantis, and also she focuses mainly on women rather than men, whereas he focuses on images of perfection and beauty, and Greeks striving to maintain those because of pressures of media plus mainstream culture, and those two of course cannot be distinguished from each other as such. In that mainstream culture is largely influenced by the media.
In terms of the mainstream culture or media being influenced by Greek, do you see that sort of vice versa influence?
Yes, certainly. Well, there I think that no researcher for Greek life would argue that because of the very fine network system of a lot of Greek organizations, they are able to perhaps not dictate, but help shape media influences or mainstreaming, and certainly a number of them, Greek graduates, end up in very prominent positions in media organizations and other socio-political organizations. So I think it would go both ways.
In class you said that there's a much stronger Greek influence in the South and Midwest, and then there is up north and those sorts of things. Why do you think that is? I mean, I know you asked us to explain.
Well, I think that the class came up with some very good insights as to this. I think that a lot of them felt, and I think this was probably correct, that you know, this focus on history and tradition is probably strong in these two parts of the United States. It's also something that that has helped propagate the system for several years. And the class also commented that as far as the Midwest was concerned, a strong reliance on family values was probably behind a number of young men and women pledging and getting initiated into brotherhoods and sisterhoods, because that is what their mothers, fathers, great-grandmothers and so on before them had done.
Have you changed personally since you joined Kappa?
I think I've become more outgoing and more confident, because when you know that you have a lot of friends and you've got a lot of people behind you, it's a lot easier to kind of like let yourself come out and really like become who you want to be, because you know, like I know no matter what, the girls in my house are going to be there. They're going to support me no matter who I am or what I decide to do. So like even when I changed my major, I was way more confident about it because I knew I had a lot of support. So.
How has your life changed since you decided to join Delta Gamma?
I can't say that I've been changed as a person, but on campus there are events every weekend, and like I've been able to meet girls of different like sophomores and juniors and seniors that wouldn't be in my classes now that I can talk to about like teachers for next year. Girls that are in my major that I can get like different perspectives because they're older than me. And I've just met so many people that I wouldn't have had the chance to meet.
Okay, so how do you see Theta shaping you as a person?
Well, I don't really think it shapes me. I think like the girls in Theta shape Theta.
I thought was really important is networking. If you are a Greek, it's easy to network. Number one, let's say you move to Cincinnati, Ohio. You can team up, or you can get together with the alums there. You can get involved with a house at a college. You can make friends anywhere. You can wear that sweatshirt or that t-shirt in Europe, and people will come up to you. So there's recognition in the Greek letters, whether you're a Kappa or a Theta or a DG or whatever. Being Greek is special. I honestly think that being a Greek has made a huge difference in my life. And I would, another thing about Greeks, and I know that we don't talk about this that much, but I have sat on a board for the Drake board of directors. And we discussed Greeks. Greeks do give money. They do give money back to Drake. Now a lot of other people do too, but they have figured out that more Greeks give money. And I think it's because their house is here, you know, and they want their house to continue. And they want young people to continue to have the experiences that they had. I know I would want other young women to have those same experiences. So.
As you can see, America, the Greek world is real. It is within all of our campuses and after college with the alumni themselves. It is a subculture that has been around for many years and is very likely to last many more. And so, after you have seen all of the positive and the negative aspects of this subculture, we hope that you are better able to judge just what effect it has on the Drake subculture as well as main culture overall. Once again, all this information has been brought up to you from Ben and Fred's honors class, aka Ben and Fred's Team